In today's video, we're going to continue our coverage on the Kaiju MonsterVerse legendary Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. The future is bright for the MonsterVerse if Legendary Pictures in co with Warner Bros. Wants it. Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire has already made its money back based on information that was given to the public. With a rumored budget of $135 million, it's made $362 million. Generally speaking, the cinema takes 40 to 50%. So if the budget was 135 times it by 2, it's made 360. Even with marketing, and the marketing wasn't huge, let's be honest. Even with marketing, this movie has already made a huge profit. So what is freaking good, YouTube Warstu? If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, MonsterVerse, pop culture based content that we cover on this channel on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and let me know down below. What do you want them to do next in the Kaiju and MonsterVerse? Also, become a channel member for less than 99p or less than $1. It doesn't really give you any perks, but it does help keep the channel lights on at the Warstu channel. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also check us out on twitter.com, aka X, WarstuG, for my fantastic takes over there. So, as we know, this movie had a very good opening weekend. Obviously, there was a huge drop off the second week, but still it's made more money than pretty much a lot of movies that came out recently, which is cool. So Legendary and Warner Bros, you have to say Warner Bros because they're a distributor. They're on a freaking roll. Dune 2 made over 600 million turnover. Godzilla x Kong just under 400. Gonna be pretty damn cool to see what happens. So there's an article going around from a trade called thehollywoodreporter.com. Yeah, your boy is blocked by them on every platform, but that's conversation for a different time. There's still a trade at the end of the day. The franchise is in a good position to continue its journey, says legendary Mary Parent. Jaws dropped at Legendary and Warner Bros. When Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire opened to 80 million in North America over the Easter weekend, despite getting shredded by the critics. That is why the critics mean nothing. Yo, but Warstu, you're a critic. Yeah, I am, but I'm like a fan critic to a certain degree. And also, it's not that deep for me. It's either a good movie, I tell you to watch it. Bad movie, I say maybe not watch it. It wasn't quite double what tracking services had predicted, but close enough. And by day 10, its global total is an impressive $361 million. So what's next? This is certainly an exciting result, says Mary Parent, chairman of the worldwide production for Legendary Company. Pretty cool, interesting, because they've had two back blockbusters coming out the same month. I don't know why they're already talking about Dune 2 on digital. Why? Keep it at the box office for the longest time possible. You'll make more money. So she went on to say, we're in a good position to continue the journey. But let's see how Godzilla x Kong unfolds, Parent says. These are early days, but we are certainly feeling good. Early days? Hardly. It's already made its money back. Godzilla x Kong is sure to be a hot topic this week at CinemaCon, the annual gathering of cinema operators and Hollywood studios in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's hope we get some information that another movie has been greenlit. Whilst critics mostly destroyed the movie, general audiences and families embraced Adam Wingard's vision of what would happen if Godzilla and Kong joined forces and stopped the planet from being destroyed. The opposite of what happened in 2021 movie. Let's be honest, and people hate when I say this, Scar King was never going to do absolutely by himself. SHIMO was going to do absolutely nothing. Because let's be honest, Godzilla could body SHIMO and Scar King by himself. And can we stop this argument where people go, yo, but if Godzilla didn't have the atomic blast, Kong would have bodied him. Kong was holding back in that fight. I hate to say this, lads. That wasn't even a fight. It really was not a fight. Kong went there for help. Godzilla really was confused what was going on and thought he wanted to fight him. So they almost got into a miniature fight, but it wasn't an actual fight. So let's break it down. Wingard spoke with THR in mid-March about the possibility of making a third movie. There's always the seduction of making a trilogy out of it. And I think there's some untapped areas to go into, Wingard said. There's also ways to continue and innovate the style approach to the MonsterVerse. Remember, he's changed the MonsterVerse style massively throughout his movies. And what's great about the MonsterVerse is that it's allowed so many different directors to approach it with their unique style and color palette. Yeah, it got really animated with Wingard. Some of the fights were almost anime level to a certain degree, and the color was the Shura era, which is pretty darn interesting. So it went on to say, obviously, I wouldn't make the decision until we see how the new Empire performs at the box office, but I would definitely have interest in doing another one of those, Wingard told THR last month. There's a way to continue to innovate as a director. It would be exciting because I would take an even different approach next time. But regardless of that, yeah, there's a whole lot of potential, and hopefully there's going to be demand for it. And I know Apple developed Monarch Legacy of Monsters with Legendary, and that was one of the highest rated, watched, viewed TV show that Apple TV has brought out. So the demand is definitely there. It's just a case of if they go ahead and actually do it. So the article goes on to say, the film starring Rebecca Hall, Brian Henry, Dan Stevens, succeeding in appealing to core fans and luring new, younger generations. To be fair, the human side is actually what people hated the most. Warner Bros. Domestic president of production, Jeff Goldstein, says attendance was spread out across every part of the day, and families also turned out in greater numbers this time. It's unusual for any movie that's the fourth or fifth sequel to do of this kind in business. In the past, Godzilla drew a more general audience. This was a spectacular movie, spectacular marketing campaign, and a spectacular day, says Goldstein. Which is interesting because they didn't really market this movie. Parent adds the following: everyone made this film out of love, and we spent less money on the movie than any other movie, and the movie's already made money back, which is interesting. Now, I still can't believe this is actually what it cost to make. So it says the new Empire cost a net of 135 million compared to north of 150 to north of 175 million net on others. Now, I still believe this 135 is after tax breaks, tax credits for filming in certain locations, but I don't know. Hollywood's latest Godzilla franchise is also growing overseas. The MonsterVerse has always done well in Latino America, Asia, where Godzilla X Kong is north of 92 million in China. Legendary East is handling the movie in the Middle East. The only problem with this is, yeah, it's taking that much money, but the problem is the split in China is so insane that they're not really going to get much money back from that. So it does look like the future is bright for the Kaiju Legendary MonsterVerse. And Wingard's also said in other interviews that he would like to do Baby Junior Godzilla. He's spoken about Destroy All Monsters. No, he hasn't. He's spoken about Destroyer, which is freaking insane if you ask me. Also, he said he would make it more Godzilla-centric, almost like what he did for Kong in this movie. The only problem with that is, if you look over the whole history of the MonsterVerse, Kong is the more popular character. Godzilla is more of the decimating OP character, really. So I don't know how they would do that, but I've always said, and a lot of people in the Warstu comment section say the same thing. They should make a Kong movie. They should make a Godzilla movie. Hell, make a SHIMO movie. Make as many MonsterVerse movies as they can. But if they can't do that, they should make some focus of the Monarch TV show about Kaiju Titan that they can't really speak about or use in the movie as much as they want to. So it's looking very bright to be a MonsterVerse fan. This movie has done insane. I'm still thinking it's going to cap out around $500 to $600 million. I can't see it growing anymore, although I have heard a lot of people I know personally are going to watch it multiple times. I really can't see this movie doing much more than 500, 600 million, but it's only got a budget of $135 million. So even if it does cap out at $500 million-ish, that is pretty cool. So let me know down below, guys, what would you want them to do next in the next movie, and how would you do it yourself? I have read all the comments on the previous videos when people gave me ideas. Yeah, I understand a lot of people are like, yeah, Space Godzilla never happened. Freaking SHIMO is Space Godzilla. Stop telling me different, lads. You cannot tell me different. Although technically SHIMO wasn't exactly an original character that they made up. I mean, if you look into it, there is something that suggests it was a real character already. They just hadn't done anything with it from what I understand. But like I always said, guys, let me know down below. And I would try to make more Kaiju MonsterVerse based videos, but it's getting harder and harder. I just wanted to make more MonsterVerse movies. There is so much to talk about, but I'm not really the kind of channel that does videos like, yo, why Godzilla's evolved form is way more powerful. And, you know, a lot of people tell me that Timer is so powerful. I'm like, all right, bro, is he? He got decimated from Top G, like, instantly. And a lot of people are like, oh, Scar King decimated one of the early Gojus. I'm like, so you're telling me Scar King killed the original Godzilla? Really? I find it hard to believe. It's all theory, it's all rumors and stuff like this. I find it interesting, but I try to make videos maybe watch myself, and that's really how I make a video. So let me know what Kaiju MonsterVerse videos you want me to make. Let me know what you do with the MonsterVerse going forward. And going forward, we will be covering Superman. Yes, I know we haven't covered it much. A lot of people seem to think I hate DC. No, there just isn't much to say. We'll be covering Deadpool 3 and all the Marvel stuff, like we always have. Like I've always said to people, if you're new around here, I'm not a MonsterVerse channel. I just like covering it. I predominantly cover Marvel, DC, MonsterVerse, and a bunch of other pop culture stuff. So hopefully you guys can stay around for the ride, because there's going to be much, much more than just Kaiju MonsterVerse stuff on this channel. Deadpool 3 is looking freaking hype, and that's coming out this July. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter at WarstuG, and I'll catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch ya later.